there. Welcome back. That is the new single, Swear It All Again, by Healy, to welcome you back. Now, originally rising to fame as 1/5 of the Saturdays, she then burst onto the country music scene as a songwriting solo artist.
Yes, now she's returned to the airwaves with her release of her brand new track, and she joins us in studio this morning.
The studio!
We have a guest in studio.
A real life person.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning
Good
to you
morning.
both.
How
You
are
didn't
you?
think that was me when I'm here?
Oh,
yeah.
I said, are you there? I thought you were on Skype.
We're just so
I'm so glad
used
to
to
be
people
here.
being on Skype,
Yeah.
and you know the interviews are—it's great to do it, but they're they're not
very
the same.
different.
They're not the
Oh, it's
same.
not the same. It's nothing like being in person. It's you
Oh,
can't beat
listen,
it.
first, how are you? How's the last
Really
year
good,
been?
thanks. Yeah, it's been it's strange.
You and the family and the homeschooling and all that stuff.
Everything. Yeah, it's just a weird year, but I think everybody has been getting used to a new normal, haven't they?
Yes.
And just getting on with it. But yeah, I moved home. I came back to Ireland last summer.
Good decision.
So great decision. Yeah, like absolutely. It was. I always wanted to come back to Ireland. Like when I went over to the UK originally 12, 13 years ago for the group, the Saturdays, went over on the ferry in my little Honda Civic.
Kind of sounds miserable.
I'm not being sponsored by them, by the way. No, if they want to give me a free one, they can. I'm only joking. So went over anyway, and yeah, just lived there for 12 years, did everything, but the time was right to come back. And I guess with the pandemic, and I was over there actually on my own. I didn't have any family support, so it was literally just myself and the two kids. We didn't leave the house. We were like stuck in the house like everybody was.
Yeah.
But so much so, I was in there so long and without leaving, because I couldn't even go for a jog, couldn't go out for food, anything, because I had no one to look after the kids. There was like a nest, a pigeon's nest, just at just outside the door, and I actually watched the baby pigeons turn into teenagers and fly the nest. Watch them take off. So
that's how much I was very slowly.
Yeah, I was stuck in.
Have you not got Netflix?
Family. There's nothing like family.
No.
Like, you're the mother of Aoife Bell and Tig.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like having
I
your
know.
family around you for support.
Yeah, and having my parents around, yeah. So we kind of we live in a bubble together, so the two houses are connected by a path, basically. So you can actually time myself once running down the path, and it was, I think, 17 seconds. So,
there you go.
So I can be there, and that, as opposed to like having to fly over and back all the time. Like my mum used to come over quite a lot to help me when I was working and everything,
Yeah.
So it is great to be home.
So tell us about the new single. First of all, tell us about the video. Was that done during COVID times?
So
or?
it's a COVID video, I would call it, because it was all done on
co-video.
location. Yeah.
Co-video.
Yeah, it was probably the quickest video I've ever done in my life. It was a couple of weeks ago here in Dublin, and I was on a photo shoot. Evan Doherty, photographer, he shot it, and he actually never did a music video before, I believe. And I just said to him, would you mind just, at the end of every shot we do, just film me performing the song? And then we had a guy edit it and put it together. So it is actually a music video, but it's very simple.
Yes,
it's just
raw.
Yeah, but it's still just getting the song out there, I guess. People like to see something with a song too, I know I myself as well, I kind of like to watch a performance, kind of brings it to life, I guess, as well.
Is it lovely to do your own stuff? I mean, the Saturdays, hit amazing heights and huge success, and one of the biggest girl bands of its time. But it must be lovely to have total control over everything you do now, having gone through that process.
Oh, you see, while in the Saturdays, we literally brought out a single every 3 months.
Wow.
And we had like 20 singles, I think. So can you imagine, like, it was literally like one after the other. And we did write some of the album tracks and B-sides and that, but we were part of a group, and it was a whole big factory that was going on. It was a machine, it was. And
are you still in touch with the girls?
I am, yeah. I'm always in touch with the girls. Like, yeah, it's great. We're still really good friends. But I loved that too, though. I quite enjoyed the fact that my schedule was done for me, and I knew what I was doing every day. Someone had it all organised, and I just had to turn up. And we worked really, really hard. So it is, in a way, like, it is nice that I have control over it. But I didn't mind that at the time. I loved it. I was enjoying, being part of a group, and I was 1/5 of that group. And
what about the shift, from a shift in genres in terms of pop, leaning more towards country? Was that, you'd always clearly been a fan of country?
Yeah, I love country
music.
Yeah, so when I grew up with it with my uncle Declan,
Declan Nerney.
Declan Nerney, yeah.
Country royalty.
Yeah, he's even my mentor, I'd say.
Yeah.
And so I grew up with the country music, and my mum then, taught me how to play guitar when I was 12. I started writing songs throughout my teens, and I always wanted to be like a singer-songwriter, performer. There was always like an element of country, I guess, in there, because it's very storytelling. My songs are all about my life and about feelings and all that. So I did go down that path, the singer-songwriter path originally, and then I auditioned for the Saturdays, and it kind of ventured off a different direction. But I'm sort of going back more to what I was doing originally, and it definitely has a country vibe to it. Yeah, I love country music.
It feels like it's very true to your own style, I think, as well.
Yeah, because I compose a lot of it on the guitar, or I'll have an idea, like my song now that I'll be performing acoustic, you'll get the real stripped back version of it. But when I had the idea in my head, like I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes with an idea in my head, and I could hear the whole production, everything, like from the bass line to
I was going to
lot.
how does that? I was going to ask you how that process works for you. Does it start with a melody? Does it start with lyrics? Is every song different?
Yeah, it's a bit different every time. So, like when I was a teenager, I'd have like a little notepad beside my bed and a dictaphone. So I'd write down my feelings and ideas, and then I'd hum in the melody ideas, and then I'd take up the guitar and start.
Oh, right.
Or sometimes I'd just pick up the guitar randomly and I'd just start playing a sequence of chords, and a melody would come into my head.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'd go on a writing session with someone, and we'd both just go into the room and go, not know each other, and you kind of have to warm up, get to know each other, and then you start telling them about yourself, and it's very personal because you want to write about something that means something to you. So you start telling them, and then you go pick up, and they start playing chords, and you're like, he starts just kind of like improvising like melody
and
ideas, and then you sort of bounce off each other, and then you build it up together. So it's quite a nice process actually.
Yeah.
But,
And those collaborative processes are huge now. I mean, we were talking to Zara Larsson earlier on, who's the queen of
she's
collaborations with, you know, quite often there's a juxtaposition with who she's working with, you know, and you endear yourself to a whole new audience. Are there people that you would love to work with?
Yeah, so I've duetted quite a lot actually over the past couple of years. My first single was a duet with Sam Palladio, who played Gunnar Scott in the TV show Nashville. So I guess that was where the country, when it was my first solo single, a lot of people were like, oh, you're going country now, which I sort of, I guess I am in a way, but it's country pop, I would say, you know, more than the real old school country. So I duetted with him. I also duetted with Brett Young, another Nashville country singer. And I've got another one coming out this summer with another Nashville country singer as well. So I have been doing quite a lot of collaborations. My dream collaboration would be my idol, Sheryl Crow, though. If I could, you know, that'd be real girl power. She was my idol. So, you know, to do something with her would be, I really feel I've made it if I get to work with Sheryl.
Well, do you know what? I'm a firm believer in putting something out there into the universe.
I put it out there. I hope that she's listening in, or someone can send her a tweet.
You never know,
Instagram.
though. The world has become this village, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Someone
it really
could trigger something once you say it. It's so true.
I was at Glastonbury. I really missed live gigs, by the way, but I was at Glastonbury last year, and I saw her on, it was like a Saturday afternoon, and the sun was beaming, and I was really close to the stage, and I was watching her. I was just thinking, it was in my element, you know. But I think,
did you get a chance to meet her?
I met her years ago at a gig backstage, and she was really nice, and she gave me a hug, and I was like, You know?
But it's like Zara meeting Beyonce, like she at 13 years of age.
Starstruck, I was absolutely starstruck by her. But it's nice when you meet someone that you really admire and they're actually sound as well, you know.
It's such a relief, isn't it? Because you're not let down by it.
They say never meet your heroes.
Yeah, people like, you know, where you're all excited to meet them, they'll go, hi, and it's like this glaze, and they're not even looking at you.
You had loads of moments like that in the Saturdays, did you?
I'm trying to think of moments. People always ask me, who was a bit weird or who wasn't very nice and things like that. But I think another kind of starstruck moment is we're at the Golden Globes. We performed at the after party when we were doing our reality show out in LA. Yeah. And J-Lo walked past us in the corridor, and she was with her boyfriend at the time, and we just went, and we was like, and I just remember the big smell of perfume, and it just go, and we were going, us as girls were just going, oh my God, that's J-Lo, you know. But was
it's
like,
just that aura, that presence. Like,
like you could just feel the superstar just walk by. We were like, what are we doing here?
So it's obviously been a weird year for all of us, but like in terms of you and performing, like were the gigs cancelled? Was it everything turned upside down in terms of schedule last year?
Oh, definitely. For anyone that had planned tours, they were all obviously rescheduled and cancelled and everything. So
are they back on the books though, or what's happening?
I think a lot of people are extending that. Well, they're putting them out to September now. I'm not going to book anything until I know we can. You know, there's no point really. But I can't wait. Can't wait to go to a gig again.
And when genuinely, like when do you think you'll be able to get back on the road? Like you thinking this year?
Not until we're all back to normal in every department.
People feel comfortable enough to be out at a gig, I suppose.
There's going to be a huge amount of social phobia as well. People will be scared to be around each other. Because you remember at a gig, like being that, when you watch like TV shows, even like movies from only a year ago, you watch it and you think, that looks so old-fashioned, a group of people like all huddled together.
Well, we've even laughed about photographs from a year ago where it looks like I'm sitting on his lap practically.
I know.
It's bizarre.
But even the whole, like, you know, shaking hands, like you wonder, will that ever happen again? Will people do that? You know.
Tell us about the kids. They are now going to the school that you went to in Thurles.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they go to the presentation in Thurles where I went to school. Yeah, so it's really cute. It's lovely.
You better say hello to the teachers.
Yeah.
Look at them.
Yeah, no, they'll be watching as well.
Are they enjoying it?
Oh yeah, they love it. They're delighted to be back as well, and also I'm delighted they're back because I was homeschooling Tig and Aoife. I was always checking over her stuff. But she kind of gets on with it herself. She's 8, but he's only 6, so I kind of sit down with him and he's kind of learning how to read and all that. So it was interesting.
learning Irish?
But I'm delighted. Oh yeah, they are a little bit. You know, children learn languages really well. Like they just picked it up.
They just absorb it much quicker than we do.
Yeah, I know.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm re-educating myself in Irish now. So
Well, we can't wait to see you back on stage performing, doing what you do. But keep up the good work. It's lovely to know that you're living in Ireland.
yeah, I'm delighted to be back.
And
yeah,
that you're
so
settled
good.
and happy.
Yeah, really.
lovely.
It's been lovely to see you in the studio.
Yeah. We have a
so good to be
guest.
here.
Listen, look after yourself, stay safe,
Thanks very
and we'll
much.
see
Yeah,
you
you
soon.
too. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Una. Now, stick around. Una will be treating us to some music a little bit later on. Hope you know about that. She performs her new single, Swear It All Again, which is available now on all digital platforms.